Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Alanna Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope that you had a good day today. A lot of people today, ascension-wise, are reporting some pretty negative emotions. A lot of stuck energy, feelings of frustration, anger. A lot of the stuff is from the past, coming back. Or just in general, just grumpy because of all the pain. I mean, I don't know if you guys are going through your skeletal system being upgraded this week, but I mean, I am in a hell of a lot of pain, like so much pain, mostly in my upper back and head, my ears. I keep checking them. I feel like they're like maybe my eardrums are bleeding. It hurts so much. I just like, what is wrong with my ears? And it's like I have two really serious earaches. But I know it's ascension because every time I go on the internet now to look up what are the ascension symptoms of this week, what are other people going through, and they're all saying the same thing. So it's beyond the ear chakras. I think we've already gone through the ear chakra upgrades. I think that now we're going through literally the structure of the inner ear is turning into the crystalline form now. Like we're actually getting the DNA upgrade. The codons are being turned on. It's all in our DNA. It's always in our DNA. And then we get the downloads from the plasma light fields coming from the sun, and someone was calling it photonic light, which a photon is literally a packet of light. So if I ever said that, sorry about sounding stupid there. Because I mean, honestly, it's like plasma. But it's like on an ethereal level, and sometimes it's literal plasma physically coming to us, and sometimes it's in the upper realms coming our way through the sun. I mean, there's been a lot of gold and silver and copper energy coming our way before it was rainbows. I feel like maybe now it's like a blue light and a white light. So, I don't know. Blue is throat chakra color, so still with throat upgrades, and our physical body's upgrading as our chakra system's upgrading. And my higher guidance is saying it's also white light, just straight white light purity. But we're just being switched on. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry about the pain. We're all going through it, though, together. Probably doesn't help you much, though. I mean, if you're in a lot of pain, I'm in serious pain. I'm having a hard time. My eyes have been blurry, in and out, vision in and out all day. It's like literally I've been like putting on my glasses and then taking them off and putting them on, not being able to focus or, get a clear grip on what I'm looking at. So I think maybe my eyes are upgrading today. And then it's again with the hot, the cold, the hot, the cold, the hot, the cold. I mean, are you guys feeling like, oh my gosh, you're so cold, got to put on a blanket, and the minute you do, you feel like you're having a hot flash, even if you're a man? It's not menopause or menopause, but it sure feels like it. It's crazy. This is crazy stuff. I almost feel like this day, maybe tomorrow, maybe even Wednesday, for us, it's better just to stay in bed if you can. In the past couple of weeks, I've had a couple friends that just said, I just took a week off and I just went to bed. Didn't even go to work for a week. It's just too much. I mean, it's crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff, this ascension. It's not for sissies. Can't believe we're always doing it. I was watching a video by Aja Andromeda, and she said she never gave much thought to earthing, grounding, putting your feet on the actual ground, on grass or on dirt. And she said she started doing it this week and she feels a lot better. That might help you. While she was making her video, an owl flew by her, and it was during the day. And she was like, oh, wow, look, owl medicine. And I'm like, oh, wow, look, an owl with rabies, because aren't owls night creatures? They're not supposed to be out in the day. It sounds like owls are kind of going crazy now. I know my pigeons outside our window, we can't even open our window because they have what we believe to be the bird flu. They're throwing up and having, okay, it's just worse. They're sick all over like the sidewalk. We have to like avoid it, and we're like, ew, what germs are in that? So I don't know. You feel in your heart to pray for Fred and Ethel Mertz and baby Freddie. That's what we're calling the pigeons that live outside our window. It's crazy. Crazy. Last night I had a dream that I went back to Lima to live, which I will never do, but it was my insane dream. And in my dream, this stray dog that I used to pet all the time, and I used to hang out with and give him Reiki, met up with me in the bus stop, felt my energy, and came to say hey to me. And that was pretty cool. Have that dream about that dog. I missed him. So crazy. I'm always dreaming about animals. So that's what happens when you train animals in heaven, and that's your job up there, and then you come here. And I always wonder, I know that dogs, domesticated-ish, even stray dogs recognize me. I've had cats recognize me. I always wondered what it would be like if I went over to Alaska. Would the polar bears recognize me? Because I trained a lot of big animals in heaven. I always wonder, would they recognize me, or would they just, kill and eat me? I don't know. What would they do? What would happen? I'm not going to test the theory that they would recognize me. But it's just one of those weird things. I have these weird thoughts sometimes. Okay. Well, I'm going to go over, I'm having a lot of scratchy throat issues. I don't know if that's ascension, or I think it might be. If you guys are still having the scratchy and itchy feelings in your skin and your scalp, and you feel like, oh crap, I might have lice type of, or you keep looking at your arm to see if there's really bugs crawling on you, that's just getting upgrades in all of your chakras. If it's in your head, it's your crown chakra going crazy, making you feel like you've got bugs. You don't have bugs. You're fine. I mean, if you haven't had a bath in a week, you might want to take a shower or something, but for the most part, you're probably fine. It's just the Kundalini energy rising up and affecting your chakras, and your chakras are going, and it's just the Kundalini energy is constantly making you feel like people are grabbing you, or especially it feels like someone's holding onto your head like in a vice grip, not for pain, like in a painful way, but like it feels like someone's hand is holding you. That's just your crown chakra. So I know this stuff is really strange. We're all going through this really strange stuff. And I've gone through this stuff before the ascension started years and years ago. So I knew what this stuff felt like before, but it's really strange that now everyone, even if they don't believe in spiritual things, are going through these things. It's really, really strange. So just bear with it. Know that it's supposed to happen the way it's happening. Everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. You're not dying and you're not going nuts. You might feel like you're going crazy, but you're not. And anybody who's going through these things, especially if they're an atheist or they don't believe in spiritual stuff, and especially people that hate religion and they go, oh, I don't believe in God, so none of that can be real. This has nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with being spiritual or believing in metaphysical stuff. This is a physical upgrade. It's a spiritual upgrade, but it's also physical, it's mental, it's emotional. That's why people are so angry. I mean, okay, there was in the news a man bombed a masjid, a house of worship for Muslims, and also went into a synagogue and shot up a bunch of Jewish people in San Diego in the past week. What the heck is that about? Is he a Christian and he decided to go against the other two main branches of the same damn religion? I don't know. Weird, right? But what have I been saying? What have I been telling you guys for the past week or two? I hate to tell you to do this, especially when your spiritual community is so important, especially at this time if you are religious. But for your own safety, I'm telling you, please just don't even go to your houses of worship right now. Stay at home. I mean, what did Jesus say? It's better to sit in a closet and worship God in the dark and believe in God in the dark than go out and truly believe, than to go out into the world and not believe at all and pretend you do. Even though you probably all do. If you're listening to me, I know you believe in a divine or higher power, but I'm telling you right now, I'm so worried for everybody, really, on the whole planet. People are angry, they're frustrated, they're just feeling like religion is BS, and, especially if they're not religious or they feel like their religion is okay, but everyone else's is BS. This is happening all over the globe. I mean, France, Notre Dame, Sri Lanka, South Africa, New Zealand, and now San Diego. And I'm sure I've missed some. I think in India too, like in January. I didn't even know about it until the other day. This is happening all over the globe where people are freaking out, being frustrated, and taking it all out on the mosques, the synagogues, the churches, the temples. Please, the masjids, please stop, at least for a while. Stop going to the houses and places of worship. Worship at home. Have ceremonies with your family in the comfort of your own home so that you know you're going to live through that day. I don't know. I'm scared about it. I mean, I don't live my life in fear in general, but this really concerns me. This really concerns me. I mean, we've got Ramadan is coming up, and I know that my oldest kid during Ramadan likes to go and he's not even a Muslim, but he likes to go to our family mosque in Oakland and eat with the people there because he loves the people there, and he loves the food. The food, my God, Persian food is amazing. And he goes to the Shia mosque there, and I'm scared. I'm going to tell him maybe don't go. It's too scary. It's really and truly too scary. I don't, if you believe in God, continue to believe in God. God will understand if you feel like you need to stay home until all of this angst towards religions blows over. It's all really concerning to me. It's just concerning to me. Be safe. Maybe ask your higher guidance before you go to your house of worship, whatever it is, wherever it is. It really concerns me. All right, we're going to go into a little bit of news before we get to the Schumann resonance and the ascension symptoms scale. The Blue River, literally it's called the Blue River, in Colorado, in Breckenridge, Colorado. This river normally is blue, and it's called the Blue River, and it's normally very beautiful. And this river is responsible for feeding not only water to the reservoir that basically is all the water going to Denver as well as Breckenridge. Well, this water just, it turned orange, bright orange. Like, I don't know, the color of iron, but bright orange, bright orange. It is due to heavy rains that basically it's mine runoff. It's runoff from a mine. They're mining probably for silver or gold. And with the heavy rains, all of the droves literally came into the river, and it is a bright orange. Authorities say it poses no threat for public health, but at the same time they said don't drink it. Right. No threat at all. It's just orange water. That's normal, right? Don't drink the water. Don't drink the Kool-Aid and don't drink the water. Seriously, don't. Just don't. Maybe go take pictures of it because it's interesting, but don't touch it. If it's like from a gold mine. If it's like what I know from Northern California in the mining industry, is especially when they blast mine and then the rain comes, there's a lot of things that are bad, like arsenic. It's a possibility there's arsenic. Which is naturally occurring, and in small amounts it's not going to hurt you, but it does build up in your body. So after a while it will just kill you, because it is a poison to the human body. But mercury is huge. When they blast mine in California, in the northern, like Grass Valley, even when you first move to Grass Valley, everybody will tell you, be careful, don't drink the water, don't ever buy property south of a mine, especially if the river's flowing from the mine towards your house. Don't ever do that. It's so dangerous. I mean, I heard that again and again and again. So don't drink the water if it is runoff from a mine like they say it is, even though they say it's healthy or that it's not going to pose a risk to public health. I mean, by the time it reaches a reservoir, it's probably going to all sink to the bottom. Things like lead, arsenic, and mercury tend to be heavier, I believe, than water. Anyway, it'll all either dissipate or sink to the bottom of the river and it'll be fine. But just don't drink the water. Don't let your dogs or horses drink the water if you go there with your animals. Seeing eye cat, don't let them drink the water. All right, this is going to be super fun during the month of May. They are expecting 3 waves of cicadas, cicadas, those little flies that are green and they've got bright red eyes. Some of them are orange. They're expecting 3 waves of them to hit southwest Pennsylvania, which is in the northeast United States. They are expecting there's a 17-year cycle of these bugs. They come on up out of the ground and, I don't know, fly around, wreak havoc, eat plants. I don't know what they do. It's going to be a plague of bugs. So 17-year cycle ends this year. Wow, go figure. After the locusts or whatever in the Holy Land during Passover, and then the frog plague down in Florida. Now we're going to have a plague of the cicadas, and they're expected to have 1.5 million of them per acre. Oh my God. If you're afraid of bugs, get the flock out of Pennsylvania. I mean, until December, because it's going to be 3 waves of these bugs. There's one that's an annual cicada, and then there's one that's like every few years, and then this one is a 17-year. They're expecting them all to hit and come out of the ground. Oh my God, it's something out of a horror movie. It's so disgusting. Ugh, I hate living in a world with bugs. They freak me out. They literally bug me. It's so disgusting to me. Anyway, if you live there and you can handle it, more power to you. Maybe make sure your screen doors have the screens on. Oh, yuck, yuck, yuck. Maybe don't open the window unless you got a screen over the window. I don't know. If you live in the southwest part of Pennsylvania, they're also expected to be in Ohio and a couple other states, but they're really expecting, the authorities are saying in Pennsylvania this week, to be prepared, because in May is when this starts. In May starts in what, 2 days? Oh, you got 2 days to plan your escape from the cicadas. But at night, they're rather pleasant to listen to. So, I mean, at least there's that. They will be holding the energy and the vibration of the Holy Om. Maybe they'll help you to meditate. In the Panama River in Puerto Rico, a fisherman found a strange river monster fish. He didn't know what the heck it was. Took some pictures of it. Has a very small head and a very large round body. If you want a good dog, get one that's might be big to scare people off, but a really small head so it eats less. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. I didn't write that joke. Remember Jack Handy, who used to write the funnies, the funny fake commercials, the uplifting, inspirational like commercials for Saturday Night Live? He said that it was a greeting card I almost bought from my friend Melanie years ago. Well, 25 years ago. So anyway, this fish is a pacu, and it just, the angle he took a picture of it at made people freak out all over Facebook about a week ago. But it's a normal fish. It's not really a monster, so don't panic. I did mention, I believe yesterday, that there was a 3.6 earthquake that struck the New Madrid zone. For whatever reason, I thought it was in Spain, since Madrid is a city in Spain. I thought it was like, Delhi in India, and then there's New Delhi in India. I just thought Madrid, New Madrid, Cairo, New Cairo in Egypt. No. My mistake. Sorry. A 3.6 earthquake hit and shook and rocked the New Madrid region in Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee. It was felt in Kentucky, and I believe they said Ohio. I don't know. But in that area, in the south of the southeast, again, in the east, the southeast in the United States, this 3.6 earthquake rocked several regions at once. And I guess it's a big deal because every 500 years there's a massive earthquake. But the last one was in 1812. That's not 500 years. I don't know why they said 500 years and now another one is hitting. Maybe it's going to step up and be every 200 years. Pretty crazy though. It's been about 207 years since the last big one, which destroyed a lot of buildings. There's a lot of black and white photographs. Pretty cool that cameras were invented just in time to take pictures of the massive damage caused by the earthquake, right? Pretty crazy stuff. Let's see here. I think that might be the end of the news that I had for you guys for as far as Earth news is concerned. Okay. Excuse me. Still with a scratchy throat. All right, the most amount of symptoms we can have on the Ascension Symptoms Scale, I implemented this about a week or two ago with my higher self and talking to the Creator directly. And I said, I need to have a way to tell my people what is happening. Like, collectively, what are we feeling? How bad is it? Is it bad for maybe some people and not as bad for others? Collectively, if we're going to take everybody's most amount of ascension symptoms that we're feeling today and we jumble it all up and we take the number in the middle where we are all at today, dude, we are at 99. 99 is the most amount of ascension symptoms we can feel on physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. If we were all at 100, that means we don't have symptoms anymore. We are fully ascended. So yesterday we were at 93, and it just boom, boom, boom. It ramped right up to 99. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling lethargic, if you're feeling like you can't wait to go to sleep for 16 hours, but then you can't sleep at all and you have insomnia all night, the ringing in the ears, lovely tinnitus that keeps us going crazy, physical pains and aches, emotional symptoms where you're feeling just like one moment you want to cry and the next moment you want to kill somebody. You're not bipolar and you're not going through menopause and it's not hormonal changes, although it might be hormonal changes, but it's not what you think. It's the ascension, all the symptoms that we've been going through lately. Feeling like you're phasing in and out, having time anomalies is part of it. seeing things in your room that nobody else can see, such as streaks of light, or sometimes you might see the edge of like maybe a wing. It's your guardian angel. Well, we're rising up in vibration, and as you rise up in vibration, you're going to start to see the unseen forces that have always been around you. You're not being psychically attacked anymore. There's no more demons. There's none of that anymore. We are in the 5th dimension, and they can't touch you when you're past the 4th. All of humanity collectively are in the 5th dimension, but we're in the lower vibration of that, of the 5th. We have to go up, up, up if we want to have more and more greater benefits. Does it mean we're going to pop into a whole nother world and there won't be any more dust or insects? No. Unfortunately, no. Does it mean we have to stop taking showers because now we're so vibrating so high? No. Unfortunately, no. Does it mean we don't have to go to the grocery store and we could just, conjure up loaves and fishes in our hands now? No. So no. I wish it was yes. Want to just, wrinkle my nose like Samantha on Bewitched and boom, 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 furniture's rearranged, or bam, brand new furniture, or bam, $100,000 in the bank account. But no, that's not how it works. Not yet. Maybe someday. Right now, we're not quite there yet. We can't turn water into wine, and my God, with all the pain in my body, I wish I could turn water into wine. I'll take a Cabernet Sauvignon, please. But yeah, that's not where we're going yet. But what does this mean for us now that we're out of the 3rd, we're beyond the 4th, which we're never going to live in the 4th. 4th is a mental plane. You can't live in mental planes, and those are the in-between planes. The in-between places are where you mentally live. So physically, we can only be in the odd numbered dimensions. So we're in the 5th dimension. What does that mean? It means that after we go through these damn symptoms this week and we start to physically feel better again, we will be able to manifest what we want. Our dreams are going to just be like so rapidly coming our way. So don't think about negative stuff. Think about only positive stuff, and things are going to start to flow. Things are going to start to come together. But right now it's like doubting yourself, doubting your ability to stay here, that's this week. That's part of the huge symptoms. Doubting your whole reason for existence. One of my biggest fans wrote to me and said, so I don't think I believe in God or heaven or anything. And like when we die, it's just over. And I'm like, you told me you listened to my show. And he's like, I don't think heaven's real. And I'm like, you're trying to tell me that 50 years of my life has gone to waste? Like, for real? What am I even doing a show for if that's what you think? You know what I mean? Like, if you're right and I'm wrong, then I'm wasting everybody's time and I'm lying to everybody. But if I'm right and you're wrong, maybe you should listen to the show more and see what you think. I mean, I give instructions on how to get to heaven before you die, how to go up there. I'm giving instructions all the time on all this spiritual stuff. I mean, why would mystery schools have even been created if none of this stuff is real? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, atheists, I think sometimes out of guilt for not doing more for the world, do so much for the world, become extremely great people. Maybe because they think that they have to leave their mark now because they're never going to be again. I don't know. For me, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, reincarnation is real, God is real, the divine is real. Otherwise I just wasted 50 years of my life when I could have been a scientist or something. But I don't think I wasted my life. I really, truly don't believe that. And I don't think you guys listening to me in general believe that either. And I don't think my friend really believes it either. He said he has these days where he doubts. And then he really goes deep into it, says, forget, I'm not going to believe in anything anymore. And then he wakes up in the next morning and goes, all right, fine, it's all real. And I think everyone has gone through this, right? We've all gone through this at one point or another. Well, this week, frustration, anger, doubting, fear. If you have any fears left, the fear's coming back. And that might be what all this nonsense is about, blowing churches up and shooting up, houses of worship, mosques, whatever. I think that it's all, I don't know, and some people just want a holy world to happen, and it's okay, those people aren't, once we get farther and farther and deeper into the fifth, they're probably going to go anyway. It hasn't been completely, the big purge hasn't happened quite yet. The worst of the worst people are still kind of hanging on. Not all of them have left yet. I think they're either going to be moved to another planet soon, or they're going to be, I don't know. It's all speculation. Who the hell knows? But I don't know. So if you feel doubts, if you feel fears, you're not being psychically attacked by demons or voodoo people or whatever you think or what you might think. This is all just your own stuff. Your own stuff coming back to you now and haunting you. Your past will always come back to haunt you, and the chickens will always come home to roost, as they say. So it's just stuff you got to work through. Just stuff you got to work on. You got to work through it. You got to get over it. But the only way over it is not to hop over it. It's just to go push on right through like a bulldozer. Feel the feelings, allow yourself to feel the feelings, allow yourself to wallow in doubt for an hour or whatever. And then after that, try to lift your vibration back up. Clear yourself out. Go back to my meditation episode. Go back to some of my ascension episodes. I have advice on all of it just to clear it through. Ask the universe to send you healing energy. The healing grid is beneath your feet right now. It's going to come up. Just ask for healing. It will help you heal. It will help you. It will be a guide and an aid for you. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read today's Schumann resonance. Well, guys, you're going to be happy to know that you're not just going crazy and the Schumann resonance was calm and it was all just you. No. Today, there was a lot of activity. I'm sure you felt it. You're probably feeling weary. Just kind of worn down to a damn mental nub. I know it's how I've been feeling, man. It's hard. I painted myself into a corner saying I'm going to do a daily show, and I forgot about, hello, we're going to go through all these symptoms, all this ascension symptoms. I mean, there are people that are on YouTube that were doing a daily video. They're now taking a week to 2 weeks off because they never promised their audience a daily show like I did. And I'm like, dude, are you serious right now? Why did I do that? I should have at the very bare minimum taken Saturday and Sunday off. But I promised that I was going to do the show every single day for a full year. I'm about a third of the way into it. I started on the 2nd or 3rd? I think the 3rd of January. So, anyway. All right. Here it is. 9:30 UTC time. Oh my God, I need to put my glasses on. My readers, my cheaters. I had the operation and I had perfect eyesight until this ascension stuff started. Now, all of a sudden, I'm playing trombone with my phone. I could barely read it. Man, I hit 50 years old and suddenly I might have to go back to the States and get another operation on my eyes when all this ascension stuff is better. Who knows? I mean, sometimes I have perfect sight. Sometimes I have more than perfect sight. And sometimes, like today, it's just so blurry. All right. At 9:30 a.m. UTC time. Looking at today's chart, we can say that the strong activity that has so far had its maximum peak at 78 hertz is practically continuing uninterrupted for about 36 hours. What? I'm reading that again silently to myself. Looking at today's chart, we can say that the strong activity that has so far had its maximum peak at 78 hertz is practically continuing uninterrupted for 36 hours. No wonder. Holy moly. In the part of the graph referring to today, which begins just after the maximum peak, Oh, yeah. Remember last night it said it's continuing and it had been for like an hour at 78, and they believe it's going to continue in today. That's what it said yesterday. So it says, so today just begins just after the maximum peak. We can see an average amplitude of 30 hertz, which lasted 8 hours until 1 a.m. More powerful peaks started later at 7 a.m. UTC and reached 50 hertz. The amplitude is keeping on this magnitude for this last hour to further increase with a spike up to 89 hertz at 9 UTC. Okay, then the evening report, 1700 UTC time. After the maximum peak of the day at 89 hertz, a further powerful variation occurred at 13 UTC time, which reached 77 hertz, and this movement lasted approximately 45 minutes. And after that, it was calm till the end of today's chart. So, my God, I mean, we've had 78, 89, a bunch of 30s, and 50 hertz, and then another 89 hertz. So, yeah, no wonder. I mean, if you've been emotionally and mentally all over the map today, so was the Schumann resonance, and you're just resonating with the Schumann resonance. Oh my God. Oh, I will be just so damn slap happy when I don't have this cough anymore. Ugh. I don't know. Are your immune systems done upgrading, or are they still upgrading? Are you sick? It's just that. I think maybe the pigeons are going through that this week. That might be. We're scared to death. They've got the bird flu, and we're going to literally catch the bird flu from the birds. It's like so ridiculous. I feel like, I wonder if they didn't catch our colds. We were hanging out our heads out the window to look at the sun and the sky and saying hey to the birds, and then they get all cozy up towards us because they love us and we love them. And now I'm wondering if we didn't give them our cold, and now they're sick. Ugh. It's really sad. It's really scary. Like, I don't know. I hope they're going to be okay. But, yeah, all right, guys. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I am going to do some channeling today. I was told by my higher guidance, today's a channeling day, and I'm going to talk to, this is going to sound weird to some of you, but I'm going to talk to the Pleiadian commander who is leading the Pleiadian ships here, the light ships. They're like pretty white triangles in the sky, and they look pretty small, and they just kind of dance around the sky. There's a lot of footage on YouTube from this. But he is leading the Pleiadians here. The Pleiadians went through, if you listen to Cryon and his channeling, Lee Carroll channels the group called Cryon. And that's been since the 80s. Every prediction they ever made has come true already. And they talk about the Pleiadians quite a bit. The Pleiadians settled on planet Earth a long, long time ago. They're responsible for building Rapa Nui and all kinds of things around the world. I don't believe they built the pyramids, but they've done a lot of stuff on the planet Earth. They wanted to bring up our spirituality so that we could, because we are their brothers and sisters. If you look into Lakota Sioux traditions, you're going to see that the Pleiadians are also a part of their tradition. And I believe the Cherokee, there's a lot of tribes, Native American tribes in the United States that have a deep, strong, direct connection to the Pleiadians. So, I don't know, there's Michael Sheerhan of Ashtar Command. It might be Sheehan. I don't really know. I think it's Sheerhan, but we might all be saying it wrong. There's several channelers out there that channel him. I didn't know if it was real or not. One day I asked if I could be connected with him, and I felt him powerful and present in my room, and I was like, woo, you're really real. It's not a bunch of BS. I thought maybe this one schizophrenic kid came up with it, and then everyone else ran with it, and they just are channeling their subconscious mind, and it's just not true. And even though the information was real, I'm like, I'm just going to call BS on it. But you know what? I contacted this guy, and he's real and he's intelligent. And all right, now that I saw it for myself and don't have to live in Missouri to be a show me state sort of person, I just want to be shown if it's real. And I was shown he's real. He and I are connected right now. I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to channel him and ask him some questions, because the Pleiadians went through this. They ascended. They are all living in the 5th dimension now. And the higher state of mind Pleiadians are in the 7th already. So I want to talk to him more a little bit about this, because they're like our space brothers, the ones we've been waiting for, and they're here. All right, I'll be right back. Hey you, have you ever thought about having your own podcast like me? Was it even a New Year's resolution? For me, it sure was. But as I've been looking into this for months, I was daunted. There's so many questions I had. When I was trying to get this off the ground, I was wondering, how do I record the episode? How do I get it across all the platforms? How do I get my podcast on Apple Podcasts when I don't even have an iPhone? How do I get it onto Spotify and all the other places? How do I get people to listen? And how do I make money from my podcast? How do I edit it? Oh my God, I had all these questions, and I was so confused until I discovered the simple answer is Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free, and it is ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you could get paid to podcast. All you need to do is record it. You don't have to go out and look for people to advertise on your show. They help you. So basically what I like about podcasting is I don't have to have a video of myself. You don't know if my hair is dirty or if I'm still in my pajamas or even if I'm wearing makeup. Haha. And it's so easy. I could do this from the comfort of my own home in my living room using this amazing app right from my cell phone. So easy, right? So if you've always wanted to start your own podcast and make money, by the way, doing it, please go to anchor.fm/start. That is anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters that are already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast, and I can't wait to favorite you. Woohoo! Let's be broadcast podcast buddies. I'll see you there. All right, I am connected to Michael Shearhan of Ashtar Command. He is here leading the way with other Pleiadian light ships around the globe. They're almost like gridding the globe, and all they're doing is they're sending us love, they're sending us light, they're sending us energy so that we can ascend faster, because they know how painful spiritual growth as well as physical growth like this to this scale is. They went through it, not to this level. This is the first time in galactic history that something of this magnitude has happened. Jesus ascended a couple of thousand years ago. You know, a lot of light beings, masters, spiritual masters, avatars, they ascended, but they did it all on their own. And now we're all doing this as a collective whole, and we're being forced to grow. And we've all been going through a lot of crazy stuff. So before I get totally started, I want to let you guys know that I do not channel in a way in which I allow beings to take over my body. No, no, no. I'm too Virgo-ish for that. I don't let anyone in my body. I barely want to be in my body myself. I mean, I'd rather be a spiritual light being in another realm and not here in a physical body. It's super uncomfortable. Once you know how big your soul is and you realize you're cramming it into this tiny little body, it's hard. So I don't want someone else in this body too. It's too much. I mean, I know that there's jokes about clowns having 30 people to a Volkswagen, but they're clowns. They're not Virgos. I'm a Virgo. I don't do that. I don't allow people into my body. But I do allow them to talk to me, and I use telepathy and muscle testing. If I don't hear it correctly telepathy-wise, I will go to kinesiology to see if that's exactly what I heard or not. I try to be the clearest channel that I possibly can. If I sound strange or I say something that doesn't quite resonate with you, that's okay. You don't have to accept it. Accept what is true for you. Throw out the rest. Do for you what you need to do. Believe what you need to believe. If something's too much and you can't handle it or doesn't sound quite right, or maybe I said a wrong word. Sometimes I will talk as fast as the person is talking to me. I don't know what I'm saying because I'm going to go into a trance. I'm going to do that right now. And I mean, literally, I'll have to listen to this tomorrow to see what I even said. I mean, sometimes I feel like I might have to do something over in case I said something weird. I don't know. I've been doing this for friends for years, and now I'm doing it for you guys. So, all right. Let me take a few deep breaths and go into my trance, which I could just do like that now because it's so familiar now. Am I connected to you, Michael Shirhan? Is it Shirhan? It's not Sheehan, it's Shirhan, he says. Okay. Is it more like Sirhan? Okay. It's more like Sirhan. I'm going to write it as Shirhan. That's what people know you as, though. Sorry about that. Generally, as a collective whole, we've misspelled your name. We apologize for that. So you are connected, or I mean, you are a Pleiadian, and you're here as a part of Ashtar Command. Can you explain to us what Ashtar Command is? What does that even mean? So Ashtar is a word for star in Pleiadian? Oh, very nice. So basically Star Command. Okay. So Ashtar Command. Now, why are you guys here again? Why are you bothering to deal with us? Oh, you're so important to the whole world and the galaxy. And by the way, greetings to everybody. I am Michael Sirhan of Ashtar Command. Wanted to say that out loud and up front. We are so honored to be a part of your spiritual growth. This is an unprecedented thing in the history of the universe. This is unique. Earthlings have always been unique. You're in one of the hardest worlds, harshest worlds to live in. And you're coming from a world of duality where the highs are really high and the lows are really low. And the wars have been really bad. And you guys are rising above all of that now. There's still going to be a little bit of hiccups. There are always hiccups when you're growing up. Just like babies spit up and hiccup all the time when they're little babies because their digestion isn't quite right. Well, it's almost like you're going through a spiritual digestive phase and you're having to learn to use parts of your body that you didn't even know you had because you literally did not have them. The crystalline forms are like little rainbows that are forming on your skin. You're becoming almost like a golden version of who you used to be. You could think of it as if you are a snake, getting rid of your outer shell, or a crab that decides to no longer have a shell and walk out of your shell. or maybe a snail. This is like, these are the images he's giving me, like a snail or a shit. He's like giving me the image of like a creature inside of a shell deciding to leave the shell and then evolving into something more. He says, not that I'm calling you lower creatures than you are. You are magnificent. You are human beings. You are related to us. We are your space brothers and space sisters. But you are unique unto all of the universes, all of the galaxies. And you are the talk of the town, as it were. All of the other light beings, all of the other, he says aliens, and then he laughs. He says all of the other aliens that, that you guys have heard of, all of the extraterrestrials, the outer worlders or other worlders, off-worlders. These are words that we've heard from many people in your New Age community and in your channeling community. He says, even though we're foreigners to planet Earth, we have a long-standing history with you guys. We love you so much. When I say that we are brothers, we really feel like we're family. We are your star family. We can't wait to meet you. We want you so badly to come up higher and keep raising your vibration, because we will be able to physically embrace you, our brothers. We are very, very much like you. We look a lot like you. Don't worry, we don't have tentacles. He's laughing. I'm laughing. This is hilarious. We don't have tentacles. He said, don't panic. We don't have, large, strange looking heads. We don't have scales. We have bodies like yours, although we are lighter in being and form, because we've been in the fifth dimension a very long time. And yes, we had our own spiritual growth and awakening where we went to the fifth dimension. But what happened with us was some people ascended directly, and a lot of us just decided to pass away and then be reborn into the fifth dimension. And that was strange for us still, but not as hard, not as harsh. And our world was not as bad as your world as far as living conditions and spiritual growth conditions, because when you have so much pressure, you know what heat and pressure does. It creates a diamond. Elena was just saying this to a friend of hers earlier when he was so sad for her and said, the sorrows in your life are seemingly insurmountable. How could you have ever gone through what you went through? And that's true. Michael knows of my conversation. That's kind of embarrassing. It was private, Michael. But it's true. My friend was asking me a question about my past, and one thing led to another, and he ended up knowing 5 or 6 things in my past. And I was telling him how I've had 7 friends die in 5 years, and it's been really hard. I mean, it wasn't like they all died in the Paradise Fire or something, because my friends that were in the Paradise Fire actually are alive, thank you God. But I've had just various friends from all over. One wrapped his car around a telephone pole. One died of cancer, and another one had a heart attack. I mean, it's like in many different states, and it was a random thing. And I told my friend about that. So Michael was seeing my conversation with that, and my friend was telling me, how could you have gone through so many sorrows and still be so brave and strong? How could you have lived through that and, just not been such a negative person on the other end of it? And I told him, you have to have heat and pressure to become a diamond. I mean, I don't know if I'm a diamond. I might just be a cubic zirconia at this point. I don't know if I'm a real diamond. I'm shining as bright as I freaking can, but I don't know. But that's what I told my friend. So Michael picked up on my conversation with my friend Ollie. Okay, so, all right. What else were you saying, Michael? He said, so yeah, we are watching you and we see your struggle. We know your pain. We know you're going through pain mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, on every possible level. But It's all for your greatest good. It's all for your highest spiritual growth. You, you are the heroes right now throughout all of the galaxies and universes. There's more than one universe. And then when you want to think about it as the multiverse, we have people in every dimension watching you guys. You are not living in a vacuum. Oh, he's like getting really heartfelt and really emotional. He said, for so long we watched you guys as you complained that you were the only ones in the universe and you were so random. And how could life come up, large life come up on your planet and there's no life anywhere else? How could you be so alone? It's just like so sad. He's like, you're so alone in the universe. And your scientists and everyone believed the biggest lie ever because you have space brothers. You have space sisters. We're here. We love you. We can't wait for you to join. Like what you would consider your Galactic Federation, what you have in your TV shows, Star Trek, that's real. It exists. We're here. We're waiting. If you want to come with us on our light ships and travel the universe, if you want to have a career with us, that's coming. It's not coming this year, but it's on its way to you. You are not alone. You never have been alone. Not only do you have your spiritual guides, your masters of light, and your holy guardian angels with you, you have God, the creator of all of us too. You don't have just one God for your planet. There's one God that is in charge of everybody and everything, and it's the purest form of intelligence and love. It's a mother, there's a father aspect, there's both aspects. Anything and everything that you can imagine is there as far as the love. You are never alone. You are never alone in the universe. We've just been waiting for you to come up, rise up to meet us, because we are here waiting for you, my dears. We love you so much. We have literally given our lives in service of humanity, and you didn't even know that we were here for so long. Do you know how frustrating it is? It's like we've been calling and calling and calling on your telephone, and you're just not picking up the signals. We have sent you so many signs, so many signals, and you just were not getting it. You weren't picking up the phone. It's almost like you didn't know the phone existed, but now you do, and you can channel. And it's so wonderful to have so many channelers around the world that can finally telepath with me and hear my voice. We are here to serve humanity. We are here to love you. We are standing here reaching down, and we want to grab your hands and pull you up with us. Just let us live in love with us. Just understand that even though you're going through this hard phase of your journey, at the other end of it, we're going to have the biggest, brightest, most amazing celebration. Do you guys like to dance? Pleiadians love to celebrate. We love to dance. We want to dance with you. We want to commingle and interact with you and conversate with you. We want to be your best friends and indeed your family. That is why you're going to see us around the planet. We're not invading. We're not trying to hurt you. We come in peace. That's why our ships are so beautiful to your eyes when you see them. They're white, but they also have rainbow swirly colors. And if you have developed your eyes enough and raised up in vibration enough, You're going to see the higher octave colors that you don't normally see in conjunction with our ships swirling all around. We want you to know that we're here. We're here if you need to ask us any questions at all. You can telepath with us. Telepathy is coming online for you. A lot of your abilities you didn't know you have are coming online for you. We're here to help. If you can't hear us yet, you cannot telepath with us yet, still you can ask us to help. Just say, Pleiadians, help me. Help me. Help me get through this. Help me accept this. Help me get better. And we will. You'll feel us. You might feel us in the room as a small breeze. You might smell a scent on the air that should not be there, such as a flower or a fruit smell. However your brain will accept it, however your brain registers it, that's how it is. Sometimes you might feel us touch your feet or your head. We'll never touch anything else. Maybe your hands, maybe your feet. We don't want to freak you out, but you're going to feel our presence with you sometimes. And again, don't feel upset or freaked out because we are of the light. And we've been going through this for thousands of years. We've lived in a higher dimension for thousands of years already. We love you guys so much. You have to understand that. All right, Michael, I have a question for you. Michael, I have a question specifically related to the symptoms. We feel like we have been going through this for like 2 or 3 years. And all the channels and all the new age people and all the ascension light workers, and they call themselves gatekeepers. I don't even know if that's a real thing. I'm questioning it. I believe in most of this stuff, but I keep hearing the word gatekeeper, which is freaking me out a little bit. It's something keeps you in or out. I don't know if that's true. I know that there are grid workers because I was asked directly by Jesus to work on 2 separate grids, which I did. I know I'm not, and I thought I was alone, and I'm like, wow. And then I found out other people are grid workers, so thank God I wasn't doing it by myself. And I'm not going crazy because other people are mentioning it. But we feel like every month people are saying, well, the portal is coming. Every month we hear, the event is coming. This is the event. And we've had so many of the events. We're freaking sick of hearing it. We're tired of hearing this. The event is coming soon. The event, the event. It sounds like a bunch of crap to us now because we expected it to be one event. Maybe it'd be 3 days of darkness. We would wake up and boom, bada bing. We are in the 5th dimension. And there's no more dirt and there's no more flies and there's no more junk and there's no more wars. And we're really, really sick of not already being in this beautiful, lovely, fluffy bunny, fluffy, happy, rainbow, unicorn-filled frickin' world that we were told was going to happen. So we're frustrated. This is a week of frustration. It's one of the ascension symptoms. We want to know what the hell. Please help us because you know what? We are frustrated and we're sick of hearing it by now. Like, it's not one event. It seems like every damn week. Oh, well, the sky is doing this. Oh, well, the sky is pink. That must be an event. Oh, the moon is full. The moon is not full. Now it's a new moon. Oh, now we don't see the damn moon. Oh, look, the Lyrids meteor shower. These are all events. We're tired of it. I am speaking for the collective of humanity, at least the people who are freaking frustrated from hearing all these so-called gurus. I'm an ascension guru. I'm all love and light and fluffy bunny and owl medicine and whatever. You know what? We're tired of this crap. Can you please shed some light as to how much longer this is going to be if we are all willing co-participants with this? That's my long question. Sorry about that, Michael. Now I await your answer and I will relay it to my people. He says, wow. Well, Elena, you sound pretty frustrated. You think, Michael? Think I'm a little angsty, a little frustrated, mad at this? He says you have to pause and take a deep breath, okay? Understand that there is no event. There's no one true thing that will hurl you into a made-up fluffy bunny land that so many people speak of. That is complete and utter bullshit, I'm sorry to tell you. Yeah, right when I said that was funny. I don't know if you guys heard it, if it picked up on this recording or not, but there's somebody just went by on a bicycle whistling right at that moment as if like, woo, yeah, that's true. Okay, so Michael, please tell us, please explain. Pretty much you're going to live in the same world you've always been living in. You're in a higher octave of it, almost like a different timeline. You are a part of the multiverse, and you are a multidimensional human being. You are a multidimensional being. You're not just a human, you are a being. You are in the process of being in many different dimensions at once. When you raise your vibration, you're raising your focus. Your focus goes up. And from a higher vista, you could see everything. Just like imagine you're standing on a mountain overlooking your city. If you live in the valley in the center of the city and you look out your window from the first floor, all you could see is the street in front of you, cars and your neighbors and maybe the birds in the air. That's what you can see because you're at a lower level. When you go to the top of a mountain, what you see is everybody's house. You could look up and see the whole sky surrounding the city, all of the clouds at once, all of the birds if your eyesight's good enough. But it's still the same city. It's still the same world. It's still the same stuff. We're not going to tell you that the flies are going to disappear and there won't be a spider in your room on occasion to remind you to pay attention to weaving your world and being the maker of your reality, because that's what spiders are there for. We're not going to tell you that it's all rainbows and light and fluffy bunnies, although you will see more rainbows. And in those rainbows, you're going to see higher octave colors you've never seen before. We look forward to you experiencing that because of the beauty and joy that will bring to your heart and the love that will permeate your being and the peace that all of this will bring. When you have a higher vision, a higher octave vantage point, vista, that's when your whole world is going to change. Everyone is going at a different level, at a different pace. It's going to be the same world and yet different, and it's hard to explain, especially when you're still having linear 3D thinking and world of duality thinking. You have to get rid of that. You have to bring yourself up. Ask us, say, hey, Pleiadians, help me have 5D thinking. Because once you start having 5D thinking and you start realizing, oh, I'm living in parallel universes. Oh, I'm living in the 7th and 8th and 9th and 11th and 13th and 18th dimension. I'm in all the dimensions. And when you start feeling that you're living in all these dimensions at once, then you're going to start to understand our minds more as Pleiadian people. It's hard to explain when you're still stuck in the 3D thinking. We call that stinking thinking. And the frustration that you feel comes from that stinking thinking because you're still believing in a construct of time. You live in a world now in the 5th dimension in which time is a lot more relaxed. Does it still exist? Oh, yeah. Is it the same? Oh, no. You are going to learn how to be a master of time, manipulating time. bending it to your will. You want to heat up a cold cup of coffee in your hand? Boom, there it is. It's going to be that fast. You're just going to think about it with your mind, and we're going to help you. Some of you will be trained by us, and then you'll train the others. But if you want to be trained by us directly, you're going to have to ask. Nobody ever gets helped who doesn't ask first. And in your United States, you have the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. We've heard that one. It's true. I mean, in your 3D world, it's true, but it's true. You gotta ask. You gotta ask. Keep asking. We're coming. We're gonna help. We're here. We're here. You have to have loftier thoughts. You have to want better for yourself and more for yourself. And we're not just talking about money and, material stuff. You have to want to explore all octaves of yourself and the universe. You're going to have to want to know about other quote-unquote alien races. Because God broke himself off into billions and billions and billions of pieces and made every piece inhabit a different kind of body for your amusement, for your entertainment, for your joy at discovery. Not all races are good. Not all are bad. Some are in between. Some of us are higher minded, and we're here to love and help and be of service. You know yourself on your world. If you are in service to humanity, you become a very good person indeed, and your rewards are forthcoming. You become deeply spiritual. You become calm in body and mind. When you follow the one will, you become calm in body and mind. Well, we learned that a long time ago. We can only really speak for our race in general. I mean, there might be some of us, even in the Pleiadians, that are maybe not as filled with integrity, or, we're not bad, though. We were allowed to come here to your world. The Creator allowed us to come to your world to help. And those of us that are here to help you, we are of the light. We are of integrity. We're going to do our level best to be here for you. And honestly, it's for us too. It's helping our spiritual growth to help your spiritual growth. And it's helping us understand ourselves better by understanding you better. Some of us have forgotten how hard it is to grow in the ascension way. Oh, it was so hard, but we've forgotten. We kind of wanted to forget because it was painful. We know the pain you're going through. We don't envy that part. The pain part, we don't envy. But in a way, you're physically becoming higher beings. We do envy you that. This is unprecedented. I said this before. Do you know how in awe of you we are right now? Do you know how much we love you? Do you feel our love for you? We want only the best for you. We want to hand you a glass of the finest champagne when you get all the way up into the fifth dimension. We want to take your hands in our hands and dance in joy and celebration with you. The world will look different, but you'll have a different vantage point. You're going to have the highest possible view. You're going to feel different. You're going to act different. Your life is going to be different because of how much better you feel. When you have a more clear picture of what being is all about, you're going to feel so much different. You've been in the cocoon for a while. You've opened and cracked your shell, and you're getting ready to emerge as a beautiful butterfly. As a metaphor, not literally. We don't mean you're going to actually sprout wings. But when you get there and you've come out of your shell completely, you're deep into the fifth dimension, and you're trying to flap your wings around, metaphorically speaking, and you're drying your wings and you're going to learn how to fly the way a butterfly would. You're going to feel completely transformed in a very beautiful way, in a very colorful, remarkable way. We remember a movie that you guys had called Pleasantville, where all the people were living in a black and white world, and one person discovered pleasure, beauty, love, joy. And this woman, as she's in the bathtub, she's washing her body with a sponge, and she's starting to feel sensuality and feelings, emotions she never had before. And suddenly her skin is glowing a beautiful, healthy pink color. Whereas before she was just in a dull black and white world. In a way, this is what you guys are going to experience. All of a sudden, your world is going to feel like before it was so dull. You're going to enter and emerge into a world of ultraviolet light colors. Not just violet though, but ultra colors, like bursting neon, beautiful colors that you did not even know. You're going to see your own bodies in a different way. And your bodies are growing. You're going to be so different. Your world and your life, we promise you, is going to be so different, and you're going to feel so much happiness and joy because you have already entered into the law of one. You no longer need to feel sadness and sorrow and anger in order to feel happiness and joy and peace. You no longer have to feel fear in order to understand love. You don't need to feel hatred and envy in order to feel acceptance and beauty. You're going to drop all of the dross, all of the negativity, all of the bad stuff. And that's why you're feeling so frustrated. That is why you're feeling so angsty, as Elena put it, and so angry, because you don't understand where you're going. Right now, you are shoved into a little cocoon, and there's a hole in it, and the air is coming through, and you're feeling raw and exposed and uncomfortable, and you don't understand your new bodies yet. Give it time. Have patience. Have acceptance. Take the beauty as it comes. Take the joy as it comes. Take the love as it comes, not only bubbling up from within your own heart, the higher portion of your heart. That's where the brains of the operation are. That's where the thinking, true thinking part of your heart is in the upper part of your heart. He says just above the atriums. So Focus on your heart, the upper part of your heart. When you meditate, put your mind into that part of your anatomy. Just imagine your mind from your head sinks down into the mind of your heart. Just sit with it. If you feel pain, just sit with it. It's going to go away when you focus on it. Just sit with it. Be patient. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be kind to every living being that you can. And don't beat yourself up if you find yourself killing ants. I think he's speaking to me directly, guys, because I feel so guilty. It's like part of me wants to kill them all. And then other part's like, yeah, but be kind to all the animals. I don't know. I keep hearing this from Your Good Man, Charlie Brown. I don't know if you guys ever heard that song, and I cannot sing that high-pitched, but I keep thinking of that. And I feel guilty when I kill an ant or a silverfish or bleh, you know, I just, bleh, it's horrible. But, okay, what else? Be kind to yourselves, guys. This is for Michael again. Be kind to each other. Acknowledge the spirits all around you. They're here for your love, your benefit. You're not surrounded by negative entities or beings any longer. You're with your angels. Some of you are with dragons. Some of you have fairies, elves, gnomes, the higher realm beings. Before they were the lower realm, but guess what? They've moved too. They all came up. Everyone came up. Everyone is going up, up, up in this world. Anyone and everyone connected to Mother Earth has gone up one, well, or two dimensions. Your heaven has gone up. Everything has moved up. And it's such a joy and it's such a relief for Gaia, your spirit of the spirit of your planet. It is such a relief. She's like, oh, thank God. She's expanded herself and she feels so much better. She is not suffering. Elena read something about someone saying, we need to ground because it's not just for us. The planet, the spirit of the planet needs us to ground into her. It's not true, guys. She's moved. She's gone. She's up in the fifth dimension high up there. She's just waiting for you to go and join her. You're done with your spiritual lessons, your karma, and your contracts. Take a deep breath, let it all go, and stop holding on to the negative BS. I am only a commander for my Pleiadian forces, but boy, if I could command you, that would be my number one command. Enjoy thyself, my brothers and sisters. Enjoy yourself. Understand. You're done. You're done. You're done with all the negative crap. Why are you holding it on your back like a backpack? Let it go. Accept the joy, accept the love, accept the beauty. I know I've repeated myself several times in this session, but I felt I must. Because you just don't hear me the first time. You're not going to, because you're just kind of, the first time you hear it, you go, yeah, well, I heard this before. The second time you hear it, you're kind of like, yeah, well, maybe. But then you still doubt yourself. So now I'm telling you a third time, accept the love, accept the beauty, accept the joy. It's time. It's time to raise up, rise, and celebrate. Rise like the angel food cake you are. He says you are like angels. Do you understand? You are no longer fallen angels. You are coming back. to a more familiar realm. You're not going to heaven. Heaven was in the 7th. Now it's in the 9th dimension. You don't have to deal with all that. You're not going all the way up. You're not dying. You're raising up into the 5th dimension. Different octave, a different vista, a different viewpoint, different vantage point. And know that when you raise up enough, you're going to be able to physically see us. We're going to be here. We're waiting. Come to the party already. We're going to fiesta. He says, we're going to fiesta like it's $29.99. He's making a play on words like from the we're looking at a party like it's $19.99. We're going to fiesta like it's $29.99. I hope that my vibration came through this channel. I'm hoping that my vibration was here so that you could feel it and raise up, because when you feel the higher octave of something, you will raise up. And when you raise up, you can see better. Not just with your physical sight, but with your third eye, with your higher vision. Because we have a higher vision for you. And yes, we know that that was a pun, and we are accepting our own punniness. Pleiadians have a great sense of humor, and that's why we're here, to help you. He says, notice how the god did not send over the grumpy old Orions. And he's laughing. He's laughing maniacally. That doesn't mean anything to us except from what we've heard rumor-wise from the Orion people. But he says, just accept my love and my joy. I am Michael Sirhan of Ashtar Command for the Pleiadian Light Forces. And I have been so grateful to have been able to channel to you through my friend Elena, and I am here always, and all of my people are here to help and serve you. Just ask. Don't be shy. We're always here for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and I forgot to mention, happy ascension, guys. Happy ascension to all of humanity. That's what he said. Okay. Guys was mine. That's my word. You know that's my word. So he says, happy ascension to all of humanity. He says, consider this my gift and my card. This is my gift and my card to you. We just want you to be happy and be with us. So come on already. That's what he's like. He's kind of doing this like, come on already sort of gesture with his hand, and he's like smiling. So big, beaming, beautiful. I can kind of see him in my mind's eye as wearing a blue uniform. Form-fitting, but not quite Star Trek-ish. A little bit like that, but not quite. And he's got long blonde hair, and he's very handsome. Ooh, piercing blue eyes. Beautiful, beautiful man. Pleiadian man. Yeah, I can't wait to mix it up with the Pleiadians. This could be fun, right? We're going to party. We're going to fiesta like it's $29.99. That's got to go on a t-shirt. When I open up my t-shirt shop, guys, that's going to go. It's going to go on my t-shirt. All right. Well, there you have it. I'm still going to be connected to Michael because I'm going to talk to him after the show, so I might still feel a little vibratory. Not quite like me, for those of you that are sensitive with energy, but I love you guys all. I hope that I did speak for you with your frustration and anger at the event is coming, but now I feel better. I hope you guys feel better too. I actually do feel better. His answer did help me. So I feel better. I mean, There's so many people going around the internet saying this and that, and you're only as good as the ability to channel the information, right? So some of the channels are just getting bits and blips. Some of the channels are getting a lot more than me. They're having a higher vista and higher vision. Like Lisa Transcendence Brown, I highly recommend her. You know, Lisa Transcendence Brown she sees the inner workings of the universe. I mean, she went to the same class 19 times just to be able to understand how to see energy. And she had such an intense passion for wanting to learn this. And she was so stubborn that it took her a while before she could see it. But now she sees stuff that the rest of us can't because she's so far ahead. She's a first waver. I believe she's older than me. And I think she's been doing this a lot longer than me. But she is an amazing lady. If you guys want to go, and she will activate you and you will raise up higher and higher. So I don't at all mind telling you about people who have it. They've got it going on and they can see stuff higher. You know, Aluna Ash is just slightly ahead of me. She understands some of the stuff a little bit better as far as the inner workings of this. I haven't looked at that as much as just the energy and the vibrations of what we're going through, what the sun is telling me, what all of nature is telling me, what God tells me directly. I have a different view of stuff and I have a different perspective, but those are two people check out on YouTube, or just do a Google search. They have their own websites also, Aluna Ash and Lisa Transcendence Brown. You can also go look for Michael Sherhan of Ashtar Command and see what the other channelers are saying from him directly, because everyone gets different messages from him. But he has a great sense of humor. He's a beautiful, loving being. I have interacted with him many, many times before I even ever started channeling him directly, before I ever told you guys that I knew anything about him. For months, he's come to me. In fact, he came to me the first time. He saw that I was a channeler, and one day he was just standing in my living room, and I'm like, ooh, who are you? Handsome, haughty E.T., what? He's here, he's still here with me, and he's like laughing, he's all embarrassed, he's like, come on. Pleiadians are hilarious. They're more sexual than earthlings, so be prepared. But they take like lovemaking very seriously. They're not like, you know, using it for a low level self-satisfaction. I mean, for Pleiadians, it's a higher expression of joy and beauty. They're highly sexual, but at the same time, it's lovemaking for them. He's even saying, he's like, yeah, it's lovemaking for us. It's not just getting down and dirty. It's like getting up and lofty and beautiful and higher dimension, beautiful realms. You know, it's all about spiritual growth for them. So, you know, using that sexual power and sexual energy and the Kundalini all the way fully risen. And when you do that with another person, it's like, he's saying, double the fun, double the spiritual growth. That's what he's saying to me. So, I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This has been maybe a strange one for some of you because of the person I was channeling, but he literally is like one of our space brothers. I feel it. I feel it. Are you guys ready to become part of the Galactic Federation? Pretty interesting stuff, yeah? I swear to God, Gene Roddenberry, he's probably a Pleiadian that came here to seed us with the ideas early on. I have a feeling. There's something up with that guy. God bless him. God rest his soul. God, it's like so hard for me to get through a single episode without mentioning Star Trek or Gene Roddenberry. Okay. Yeah. Got the nerd glasses to prove it. All right. Actually, they're cheaters because I had that operation. But anyway, I love you guys. If you have any questions or comments, or at any time you wish to write me, if you want to appear on the show, maybe you're an author, or maybe you have a website, maybe you're a channeler, maybe you want to come on and talk about that. Maybe you've been abducted by ETs and they had a message you want to get out to humanity, or at least through my podcast. Just write me, metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com, or conversely, send me a voicemail at anchor.fm/metaphysical. All right, guys, I love you. That's all I got to say about that for tonight. We'll be back with all new and unique content tomorrow. Hopefully with not a frog in my throat anymore. Enough with the frogs and the plagues already. Love you guys. Signing off now with peace and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.